G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists do what they do. Well, g'day viewers and welcome back to Colour in Your Life. Well, we are in Uki, the beautiful area in northern New South Wales. It's so picturesque, and we are at the studio, a fantastic studio with an amazing view of Marie-France Rose. How are you, darling?
Good.
Good to see you. I have actually known Marie-France for a number of years, and I live in the same area, which is absolutely beautiful, and she uses clay and paint at the same time. We've actually never seen anybody do this before. It's very, very interesting. But she actually interprets the people and the landscape through her work, and it's very, very three-dimensional. You actually got a diploma in 1999 for ceramics, is that correct?
And then you went visual art.
And visual arts. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that and the start of your journey and getting to where you are now.
Well, I did a TAFE education in Sunshine Coast. Then I did a postgraduate in Lismore and started to make sculpture, and I went traveling around the world like all young students.
You've been all over the place, haven't you? Yeah.
That was at the age of 40 I decided to do that. The whole time I was traveling, I was looking for what I wanted to do in life. I used to be in hospitality for many, many years.
Yep.
And I was looking, what can I import, what can I buy? What should I do? Where should I live? I was really looking at everything, redoing my life. And each time I went to buy something or try to invest in something, there was always a little voice that was telling me, you have to do your own thing, you have to do your own thing.
Yeah.
And so I came back to Australia, and straight away, that's all I wanted to do is play with clay. And it was like finding home, just the fact of playing with clay.
Yeah.
And I started making little sculpture, and then I did a bit of painting, but I couldn't let go of the clay. So my clay came with me into the painting, and I still love to blend both. And constantly I go from one to the other. Like my sculpture, I like to finish them with paint.
Yeah.
And my painting, I like to have the clay on it, and I've just been evolving from there.
It's fantastic work and so colourful, but as I said, it's three-dimensional. It's almost like a painting that's a sculpture at the same time. But Marie does some really fantastic sculptures. You'll obviously see those as we go through the show today as well. But she's actually prepared 3 different pieces today so that we can go through the process to show you. And they're of, I think they're brolgas, is that correct? Are they brolgas, the birds?
Yeah, the brolgas.
They're brolgas. Yeah. So we're going to make a start on this particular piece here. I'm going to get out a shot, but this is really going to be fascinating because it's the first time we've ever seen somebody really paint with clay. That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah.
So let's go and have a look at what she does.
Okay, today I'm doing, I have done 3 paintings to show you all the different stages that I'm going to be using. Here is a board. I'm mainly working on board.
It's a Titan board, is that correct?
It is a Titan board. And I already got gesso on it to thick coat because it absorbs a lot of the paint. And so we're starting from here, but the first step I'm going to do is make the clay piece. And I work on board, especially if the pieces are big, because it keeps it firm and no movement in the clay. So we're going to go over there and I'm going to show you how I make my bird. Okay, today the sculpture, I'm going to make them with paper clay, Fini paper clay. It's a very good clay to work on canvas. So what I do, I work straight from the packet. I will cut a nice big slab.
You just cut that with a bit of wire, do you?
Yeah,
there you go.
with the wire.
Yeah.
And so I made a fairly thick slice, and here is my slab roller.
Yep.
That always gives me the thickness that I want. So I just roll the clay once, and for this show I'm going to do twice because I'm going to work from this side now. So I have my piece of clay and it's the thickness that I want, and from there I get cutter or skewer or whatever, and I'm just going to make the shape of my bird. Voila. The beauty of it is because it's soft, I will shape it to whatever position I want to put it on my canvas. And I'm going to use a little bit of this piece here to create the wing. So I just had it on top, like so. And then I get a little tool. And with this, I'm going to start straight away making my texture in the wing. And I start from the bottom and I bring little leaf in. So I just keep going with texture all the way, like so.
You don't have to worry about that other piece of clay on top. You don't have to put any other liquid underneath to hold it down. It'll just settle.
When I do the leaf here, I blend them together. So by coming here and pushing it down, I also marry them together, and especially here at the top, okay. I really push them together so they become one.
So what really inspires you within your work?
Well, nature, when you live in a place like here. I love observing people. I love human form. And so I like to freeze the moment and just capture something. Then I like to challenge also my medium and come up with different shape and different possibility. And I normally dream of peace, and they come in my sleep, and I already pre-planned them. So I kind of have all my texture that I want for the wings now, and I'm going to put an eye. Normally I put a little bit of slip or water and just make a little space where it's just going to glue itself to it. There we are. So now I have the body done. I need to do some legs. So here I'm going to cut some nice legs. So yet again, I can shape them. Okay, so I'm slowly getting the shape of the legs here. I'm putting it into form. They have nice, tall, long legs, and they also really like to cross one another. So we're gonna do it that it's doing a little dance, perhaps, just like so. And because one go on top, so I will take some clay and make a little space for the other legs to come over.
So how long does the clay stay pliable for?
Depending on the weather, if it's windy or it's too hot, it might dry quicker, or if there's too much sun on it. I say I got about an hour to work on it, but with paper clay, the magic of it is you can re-wet it and reuse it again. So if it was to get too dry on me and I need it, or something break and I need to fix it, I can use my water and a brush and smooth it together again.
Now, you're also involved in a number of community projects in the area, and that you've created the Uki Totems for the beautiful town of Uki, and you do community murals as well. You've done some fantastic murals for the local town and the local area, but your workshops are very entertaining. You get a number of people along to your workshops, and you also conduct residency workshops for people that come from overseas as well. So tell me a bit about that if you could.
Yes, that's what I like to do, is have people who come and want to come and do a residency and enjoy the beautiful landscape and beautiful property that we have here, and all our organically grown food that we have on the property. We have a beautiful accommodation, and it's a beautiful place to come for a holiday and be creative. Okay, so now back to the board. I have to wait for the bird to dry a little bit, And first of all, I need to prepare my board. I'm starting with some texture. I have some modeling paste. And what I do is I go very random with lots of paste, because especially for the bottom part. And I have put some color, some acrylic paint into my paste, and I go very random. So I'm just gonna move along and come back randomly again, making it thicker. So voila. And here I want to go thinner for the next row, so I can change my pattern. I can just drop some and maybe not put so much impasto, so it's a little bit more, just little mark.
Yep. Speaking of sculptures as well, you've done some amazing stuff over the years. You've been involved in swell sculpture with the Circus of the Sky, which you've been in 3 times. You've got some trapeze artists sort of hanging in the trees, I think that's the best way you could put it. And then some of your other sculptures, like the Bird of Paradise, which is just a beautiful piece. We also have one, the Wild Rooster, which is just, they're fantastic sculptures. The Grounded Angel, which I think is quite beautiful as well. And the Street Girl, which is quite interesting also. So, you know, you're just a very, very diverse woman with your creativity.
Yeah, it's all very inspirational, and I go through different stages, and I'm always like to challenge myself, and I like to do pieces that are not too easy to make, like the Trapezianne are pretty amazing because there's no flat part. They are empty for people who know how to make ceramic. It doesn't have a base that you can actually work from. It's actually all around. The full piece is a full composition. And that's what I love doing. Okay, so now we got the texture, everything is still wet. I'm gonna add the bird, who I have moved over here. And I'm going to put a bit of glue on him first. So I generously put some Well-Bond is the glue I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Canadian glue, and
it's just specifically designed for that.
Well, it worked really well. I have not had any problem using this glue, so I'm sticking to it. Okay, I might help myself. Oh no, I can't. That's when having 3 hands would be very practical, but off we go. So,
there you go.
We have 1 bird down. So, with the paper clay, the beauty is like now it has separated, but because the clay is still all moist and fresh, I can just put it back together again.
From here, you've actually had one that you've prepared that's got 3 birds in it,
yep.
But they're all dry.
Yes.
So we can just about move on to that one and see how we go. You're actually going to put some colour on that as well.
Yes, definitively. Okay, so we're moving on to painting number 2, because this takes at least 24 hours to dry properly, the clay, all the texture. So I'm now ready to go, and I'm going to use a pretty big brush, and I'm doing it with water, so it's really runny. I want it to be
Soaks right in.
Right at the base.
Now, a lot of these other pictures that you've done over the years, as we said before, they're very much in a regional flavour, but there's some that are just fantastic. There's one called Nimbin, but it's a really bright piece, but it's really fantastic and fun to look at. And then the old Uki Pub that unfortunately burnt down, where we'd go and have a beer every so often,
Yeah.
which is a great one too. And then some of the other towns in the area, like the picture of Tumbulgum, and then one of Murwillumbah, which is my hometown, with Mount Warning in the background, which is just beautiful. And then some of our beach areas, like Life at the Beach, which is up at Currumbin, That's fantastic. And then the Byron Bay pics, which I think are really beautiful as well. So, you know, there's a real flavour. I mean, you're very much a regional artist that just loves the area.
Yeah, I love living here, and I think that's why I want to share it to the rest of the world.
Yeah, and a place where people can come and stay with you. You know, we have huge fans all over the world now. So if anybody wanted to get in touch with you about coming to do these workshops on your beautiful property, what is your website address?
It's mariefrance.com.au.
Okay, mariefrance.com.au, and you can have a look at all the things that Marie France has got in there. And also, if you want to come to Australia or even in the area, give her a call and you can book one of these fantastic residency workshops.
So now I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to move on to the sky. And I'm going to put my base coat with a little bit of white.
Tell me about the exhibition that you did in Dubai.
It was really interesting because I was trying to bring some sculpture before I sent them. I sent some photo and they told me don't even try to bring them in the country, otherwise they will not let you in the country. And that was the sculpture of my girls, who we are all women. As for me to go in the Islamic country, I was trying to make us all equal, no matter of how we are.
You did one couple of pictures of the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world, and actually went up it, of course, sort of staring out over the rest of the city.
Yeah, that was really nice. Actually, Dubai was kind of surprisingly interesting in a way, but it is a big playground, more or less, like it's not very sustainable, and like here I have a total sustainable life, and to go there and see how much energy is wasted is a little bit of a shock for the system.
Yep.
Yeah, it was interesting, but I think I rather like the exhibition I did in Canada, and our residency was also fantastic. I'm nearly finished, well, the base coat of the water and the sky. I will be coming back to it. Okay, so I got the base color a little bit everywhere. It's still very wet, so I'm gonna have to put this in the sun and we will be back onto it very soon.
Okay, Marie-France, well, you've let that one dry.
Yep.
You're going to put some colours on it.
Yeah. So we got the base coat, an idea of where we're going with it. I have placed a few color on my palette here. And now I'm going to come back with pretty much a dry brush. So I'm just going to, because we don't want to lose out that dark brown, so I'm coming pretty much just brushing the surface of what I already got here. And
it doesn't really matter if you go over the birds, because you're going to colour them anyway, aren't you?
Exactly.
I mean, looking at those paints, the colours that you're using at the moment, remind me of the tribal sculptures series that you do.
Yeah.
Got all these really strong colours, like in the piece Flaming Girl, and also another one that you've done, very colourful, one called Dreamtime, and another Aboriginal piece, A Man and His Dog, which is quite good too. So very versatile.
Okay, as I'm doing layering, and it has to kind of dry in between layer, and I might come back and add more texture, I have prepared another canvas that I'm a little bit more advanced to it, so I can show you some more technique of finishing on the last one.
Sounds great.
Okay, so I'm just gonna place this one here. It's almost finished now. I can show you some more technique. For the bird, I start with the lighter color at the top. I'm painting in the direction of the feather so we can have the dark coming through without filling it in.
You even see the feathers sort of poking out through there. It's quite good, isn't it? But you've got another community project coming up as well. for the town of Uki, fantastic little town. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
I'm doing a sculpture for Pommy, and he's helped a lot of people in the community for years and years, and I think the last 25 years of his life is just cleaning the town, the little township of Uki, and he would go every day, pick up all the leaves. He died at the age of 99, and I really feel it's a man that needs to be remembered.
It's a fantastic tribute to a man that dedicated himself to a beautiful little town.
I know he needs to be remembered.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
So Marie-France, we're almost at the end of the day, but how did this all begin for you? What started your journey to sculpture and painting?
Well, after I came back from traveling, I decided I wanted to pursue my career as an artist. And I made all this work and did an exhibition in Byron Bay. And as I was going to set up for the exhibition, I'm carrying this little sculpture that was of Michelangelo, who I was not really happy with, but he looks okay, but I thought, no, he's not coming back with me. As I'm transporting him, I wanted to drop it, and I said, no, he's going to do this exhibition, and that's it. And so he went to the exhibition, and it's the only piece that got sold. And the lady who bought it a year later, she came back and visited me at my place, and she bought every single piece of art I've had done. She went and picked up all the work that I had in exhibition at the Hyatt, plus an exhibition I had in Brisbane at the time. And I had enough money to buy myself a new car the next day.
And
it was really amazing.
And hence the career began.
And that's how the career began. I say, this is it. This is my life. What I love doing.
That's a great story. Really well done. Well, beautiful area in Uki. I swear, guys, come up and do some workshops with Marie-France. She's fantastic. Her home and her studio just overlooks the most spectacular place. It's just full of animals and birds. It's an amazing, amazing area. Thank you, my darling.
Thank you so much.
That was an absolute pleasure. We had a great day. Now, for anybody overseas that wants to come, I live in this area. You know, I came back from America, who I do love, of course, but I came back to live again in this area because with all my travels, I think that this is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Oh, it is.
And you live smack dab in the middle of it. So come along and experience this place with Marie-France. Your website address is? mariefrance.com.au. That's correct. And obviously you can come to colouryourlife.com.au and see what we're doing as well. YouTube channel, as always, go on and subscribe, guys. We've got some great things going on, competitions all the time now. You'll have a fun time. Uki, Murwillumbah, they call it the Green Caldera. It's a fantastic area. It's just so pretty. So come along and spend some time with this lovely lady. Until we see you guys again, remember, make sure you put some colour on your life, and we'll see you next time. Bye now, guys. See ya.